What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Transformers video here today, and as you can see before you, we've got Studio Series Rise of the Beast Arcee Core Class, and this is my first pickup from the Rise of the Beast line. This guy actually, or this girl as I should say, wasn't expecting her to come as quick as she did. They actually bumped up the shipment on it and it arrived today. So, very excited to be getting a look at the first character from the Rise of the Beast line, or at least the first one that I've been able to pick up. And as you can see there, really nice CGI shot on the side of the box of Arcee there. Another one up there on the top. And a real cool close-up of her face. And that really does look amazing without the visor on. We haven't seen too many shots of her without the visor on, other than at the end of that first trailer there. But this is a really good-looking render of Arcee here. And then on the back, of course, you get another shot of her in her vehicle mode on the top right, and the motorcycle, which doesn't look half bad on the left. Without further ado, let's get her out of the box and see what she looks like up close. Here is Studio Series Rise of the Beast Arcee in all of her glory, and I do have to say, first off, first impressions, I am pleasantly surprised with this figure. When I first saw it revealed, when I first saw the images of the toy, I didn't know what to think. I thought, this is kind of ridiculous, Arcee's not getting a deluxe, but now that I have it in hand, I can 100% guarantee you that this figure was the right decision. It scales perfectly alongside the other Transformers, not even necessarily just the Rise of the Beast one. I have seen pictures of that. Unfortunately, I don't have any more Rise of the Beast to compare her to in hand, but I can tell you, compared to all other Transformers, which the Studio Series will be scaling up with the other Studio Series across all mediums, the Voyagers, Deluxe, it's all the same across any medium of toy line for the Transformers. It's not going to change in terms of size, and I do have to say, for Arcee being a extremely smaller Transformer compared to pretty much all of the other ones, she's a motorcycle, she's not a very big character, this is pretty perfect. And I think Studio Series really hit the nail on the head with this one, as it is a highly detailed core class figure at that. So let's take a look at her in some more detail. Let's see if we can get a focus on that head sculpt, and I think that's about the best we're going to get. But I really do like this head sculpt, and I'm really glad that it did not come with the visor down, because at the moment I'm not sure how to feel about how the visor looks in the movie. I think it's kind of just like her battle mask, but I really much do prefer this look here. And while we're talking about her look compared to the movie, when I first saw the trailer, I was a little bit upset by how she seems so much more red than pink. But now that I have the figure in hand, and we have yet to see more of her in more trailers and more shots, we really only had that teaser, the first one, I really do like the design choice of the colors. Now, of course, Arcee is really just this classic pink in her iterations in the past. They opted for going with the primary of a red with the secondary pink and white here, and I really do think it's a nice decision. It looks very good. The pink of the classic pink of Arcee is still present here, and it still gets the job done, and the red isn't really too overpowering. Even though this is a more of a red figure, it's not like it's completely dominated by the red. There's a lot of the other details with the blacks and the whites and the pinks and the silvers speckled all throughout it, and it really comes out to be a really nice looking Arcee figure. But in terms of, let me look at the back here first before we go into anything else. And really the only complaint here that is really possible would be what could they have done to do some more with this here in the back here, where of course you have the front of the motorcycle showing and the wheel of it there. And I really don't think this is too much of an issue. Again, being a core class, you're not going to have the most complicated transformations. You're not going to have the cleanest looking figures overall. But with this being what it is, it's still very clean and very sleek, if I have to say so. Now, the wheels here in the back, I have seen some people complaining, saying it's a little ridiculous. They just kind of get thrown back here. But if you look at the movie, if you look at the trailer, this is exactly how and look at some of the CGI models that have been put out, like renders and stuff. This is pretty much exactly how it looks anyway. They come right up around the back of her leg when she's in robot mode. But that's about it in terms of details. Looking at, I really do like this gold inside of the tires as well. But that's about it when it comes to looking at a lot of the details on her. But now we're going to go to articulation. Now, in terms of articulation, you can get her head going all the way to the right, all the way to the left. You can rotate it back around. Now, the up and down, it's not too much of a motion there, but you see you can get a little bit of an up-down motion with her. And I mean, it's good the way it is. I don't have any complaints about that. Her arms here are her arms here are of course on these ball joints here, and you can get a 360 degree of motion here. Although I didn't want to rotate 360 when I was just touching it right there, but you can get a 360 degree angle of motion there. And her forearm is on a separate ball joint, so you can rotate that around as well and get pretty limitless options here considering what this is. And same thing on the other arm. Moving down to the legs, you can see they kick out all the way, again on a very similar joint to almost, I think it's actually an identical joint to what the arm is on. So you're going to get all the same motion that you would get up high, down low. You can bend there at the knee, really nice, and you can kick outwards as well. So you can do anything with this figure's in terms of posability. You can really rotate anything as you wish. And she also, her waist you can swivel, so you can completely rotate the torso of her as well. But that is about it in terms of articulation here. One more thing I do want to show off before we get into the transformation, which I really do like, because if you notice, the marquee shot of the trailer is her holding onto Wheeljack as she's transformed up, blasting at the Decepticons down the road. Now, what you can do, which I have found myself posing a bunch, is during the transformation, you're going to have to fold this up like this here. But what you could do here in robot mode is kick this out, fold up her other leg here, and now you can actually recreate the fact that she is driving or skidding on her tire wheel. You can get a bunch of pretty dynamic poses by moving around the tires and moving around the legs themselves, as they are extremely pliable, and you can get some pretty cool shots with her there. So I can't wait to get that Studio Series Wheeljack to, recreate the scene here. And overall, I just have to say I'm really happy with this. All right, now we have Arcee, and I will first bring in Studio Series Autobots Arrival Pack. This is the Bumblebee that came in there. And as you can see, Bumblebee already being a pretty small deluxe, you can really get a sense of how small this Arcee is. Here is Masterpiece. This is a KO version, but pretty much identical. Prowl. Let me make sure you guys see his face there. Prowl. And here is Studio Series 86 Perceptor. I'll throw him there in the back because he's going to be towering over her anyway. So, as you can see there, quite a big difference in scale, but nevertheless an accurate one. And just to give you a better sense of scale, here is Arcee next to Arcee, being, of course, the Studio Series 86 Arcee. And again, you can really make out the size difference. She is quite literally half of her counterpart's height, but still looks great. Now, getting into the transformation, I'll just briefly say it, as I'll say all the time. I'm not going to be following by the exact steps. I'm just going to do it as I see fit and as easily as I can. But first thing you're going to do is, of course, remove her gun from her hands. Then you're going to come up here to the head, and that's going to hinge right down. You kind of just pull at it, and then that will allow you to then shift these arms up here, rotate this around so that it is flush like, rotate that around so that is flush like so. Then you could bring these together, but you are going to have to rotate this around here, as this has to slide in here. You can't just push it in. You have to slot that in there like so, and you just slide it in just like that, and then you can kind of fiddle in here and push to kind of get that all tight together, as you can see, just like that in there. Now, we will probably have to finick with this a little bit later, but for now, you're going to rotate the torso 180 degrees. Now, we're going to rotate her around here and focus on these legs. So, first of all, I want to kick out these tires and kind of just work this down just like so. And this is maybe a little complicated here, but you can follow along. Just like that. You're going to be pushing that up, and it's going to mesh right in here with the upper thigh. And from here, we're going to rotate this around, do it on the opposite side. Again, kind of just holding this one and pushing this one down, or excuse me, pushing this one up and holding this one, and this little piece right here will do all the rotating for you. And boom, just like that. Now from here, we can rotate these out here, make sure we're coming underneath all of this. And I like to just attach these wheels together under here. You are going to have to line up the holes on the tires, which may take a little bit of finicking. And once you get that wheel lined up, you just push it in together. Now you may have to do a little bit more pulling to make sure the wheels are as far out as possible. You're going to make sure this is all tapped together here, nice and tight and secure. And then underneath here, as you can see, I'll pull this down. You see this little area right here where it's you got the two little slots on the side of the pink here. This area that sticks up that connects the wheels will tab right into there here. So kind of difficult to show it, but I will try my best. And you just kind of push that in a little bit, just like so. Make sure the top stays all nice and tight. May have to do some adjustments to some of these pegs. And boom, there is Arcee all transformed up into her really nice looking motorcycle. Really solid looking motorcycle. And the final piece of the transformation is to, of course, take her gun here, which does have these grooves on. Yeah, okay, it is picking up. You got these grooves on either side of it, and you literally just take the gun and fit it into these two pieces right here. Will fit right into the grooves. And that will act as the kickstand, which then balances the bike. And there is Arcee all transformed up. And here is Studio Series Arcee all transformed up into her rather nice looking motorcycle vehicle mode. And I do have to say, being that this is a core class figure, I am pretty damn impressed on how good this motorcycle looks. It is a super solid vehicle mode. I love how they have this her gun, which can turn into the kickstand of the bike, so it's able to balance like so. You could also turn the wheel around to add some more dynamic posing to it. And it, as you can see, it balances really well on either side. It can hold the balance. You just got to tilt it either way. Yeah, and the kickstand will do the rest of the work. So just taking a look at some of these details up close. The paint application really is nice. This color scheme for Arcee really has grown on me. At first, I was a little bit disappointed that she wasn't more of this pink color throughout, but the red really is a nice color for this Arcee, and I'm happy with it. The red, white, and pink is a great color design choice. You got that nice silver in the front headlights there. Really nice gold color in there in the wheels. Really reminds me of that the gold color that makes up Transformers Animated Prowl, which I really do hope to get my hands on soon, as that guy's coming out later this year. But really solid looking vehicle mode, being that this is a core class, again, I'll say. But that's about it for this, and let's get into some comparisons. So here is Arcee alongside Studio Series 86 Voyager Ironhide, Studio Series Premium Finish Optimus Prime. So that'll give you a real nice sense of scale. I'll take that gun off just because really not necessary here, but it gives you a real nice scale on how this Optimus compares to Arcee and how they will look next to each other in the movie. And I do have to say, the scaling is pretty great. It looks very good. I mean, I'm only thinking now, what's going to happen, because I think it's only inevitable that this Arcee is probably going to be getting a deluxe class figure for the main line. So how they will make her a deluxe, which is significantly bigger than a core class, how they're going to make her a deluxe that still fits in size-wise is going to be really interesting to see. But I think that this is good enough to go alongside the vehicle modes here. It looks very good, as you can see here. So I'm going to put Arcee in the middle. I'll bring Ironhide back in the back here so you can see. And we're also going to bring in here someone that won't be appearing in the movies, but this is Masterpiece. This is a KO of the Masterpiece, but it's pretty much an exact copy of Wheeljack. And as you can see, these guys all look really good together. They scale great together, and I have no complaints about this Arcee. This is a core class figure. Again, I've said it 3 times already now, but core class aren't typically the best when it comes to presenting in the manner that this one is. I mean, core class is, what I mean by that is they're definitely significantly more limited in the design capabilities, being so much smaller, and they have to get everything all tight and fit it in. But this looks really damn good, all things considered. So yeah, I'm getting into the transformation. Like I'll say with all of my videos where I showcase the transformation, I am not necessarily doing it step by step the way that the instructions say to. I'm just going to do it the easiest way I see to be able to do it. And yeah, we'll go from there. But first of all, what I'll say, what we should do here is obviously remove this kickstand, because the kickstand actually holds the 2 sides of the legs here in place together. So if you don't take the gun out, you're not going to be able to pry the legs apart. And that will be the very next step that we're going to do there. So this will all start moving around as you touch it, but we're going to separate the legs there. And as you can see, they'll just pop out here on their ball joints. And we can just bang out the legs right now in terms of simplicity. So you just fold that out there and kick that in there, and boom, leg is done. So I'll show you again over here. You just pull it right out and it'll joint right out, and push the wheel right in behind, and the legs are literally done. So next, I'm going to rotate the torso around, and now the body is square. I'm going to pull this motor. This doesn't exactly tab in, but it kind of hooks in rather securely, and you can just hook it right back down, and that will then allow you to, well, it won't allow you to do anything, but in terms of the transformation process. Then we're going to go up here to the arms. Again, this is slotted in with this tab here, so you're going to slot it out, and then you can literally just pull the arms straight down. We can then bring the backpack up so that the legs can have clearance to go straight down. You can drop the legs down and continue bringing the arms down, and finally literally just pop the head in until you hear the click there. And then in the back, you can leave this like this, or the actual transformation has it like that, which I do think looks better. But yeah, Arcee is now transformed. Super simple transformation, very quick, very easy. I would say it's a little bit more, not complicated, because the steps are super easy still, but it's definitely going to take you more time to get her into the motorcycle than the robot. The robot, as you can see, took me no time at all. But yeah, there is Arcee's transformation from vehicle to robot mode. So all in all, I really am a big fan of this core class Arcee here. I had very mixed feelings about it when I first saw it, and even when I was deciding whether or not I even wanted to pick this figure up. But I mean, it's a great figure for what it is, and I think it's going to be, unless they really go crazy with this deluxe figure, which usually the main lines don't compare at all to Studio Series in terms of quality, unless they really go crazy with the main line and give her a really nice deluxe that is small enough to still remain in scale with the other figures, I think this is going to be the best Arcee we get, at least for now. I would honestly expect another version of a Studio Series for her to be a little bit bigger, but I mean, who knows? If this is all we get, I'm not mad at it, because it looks great, as you could see, alongside the other figures. Definitely wish I had some more Rise of the Beast figures in hand, but like I said earlier, this is my first pickup from the Rise of the Beast line. But it's definitely a good start, definitely a very good start, and I couldn't be more than happy with it for what it is. And you have to remember, at the end of the day, it's a core class. You can't expect like this is going to be one of the best Studio Series ever, but for what it is, it's very nicely detailed. It's a great transformation. It's a very good looking vehicle mode, and it's a quite dynamic robot mode that you can get in a lot of poses such as this to make it look like she's in action. And much like she is in the movie, as we could see in the trailer, she does take advantage of these wheels that are folded up behind her feet in robot mode. So it will be very fun posing this figure around, throwing her alongside the other Rise of the Beast figures when I get them. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about Arcee here. Let me know how you feel about her in the comments down below. Likes, dislikes, anything is appreciated. Let me know down below. And until next time, peace.